In today's video, I want to share with you something that I think is super exciting, and it's that I bought a new camera, and it's the RED Komodo. Now, had you told me like 9 years ago when I started doing video production full time that, hey, Riley, one day you're gonna own a RED camera, I don't think I would have believed you, because like, number one, the idea of spending $10,000 to $12,000 and investing that into a camera package, it would have seemed both stupid and impossible for me at the time. But also, when I was starting out in this filmmaking journey and starting out and doing filmmaking full time, it was really hard and discouraging at times. And so today I just want to talk briefly about kind of my mindset when it comes to investing in gear like this, but also kind of explain where I feel like it fits into my journey as a filmmaker, and hopefully encourage you in yours as well. Now, the last thing I want to do is create any sort of gear envy for anyone, but I know I'm going to be talking about this camera in later videos, and so I did want to share some context about my journey with you guys, and maybe it's something that you can relate to. When I graduated from college about 9 years ago, I got married and had an editing job lined up with someone who I thought was a mentor of mine. And about a week or two into that job, it just completely fell apart and disappeared. And I was out of a job, looking for work, and had the responsibility of being a husband and trying to help provide and pay for the bills. And so the idea of kind of investing any amount of money into camera equipment was very scary. And so kind of looking back on that time period in life and kind of putting it into context, I think is important, because gear definitely isn't the point, but I think it's an important milestone marker along the way. If you're at a point where you're able to take a risk and invest in your equipment, and you're able to charge more, and you're able to, sort of increase your skill level, increase what you're able to offer in terms of a service or product within sort of your niche of filmmaking, then that definitely, having that equipment is not the point. The point is to be able to use it and to work with it and to be able to provide a living for yourself. But being able to make kind of those investments along the way, I think are just some fun and exciting milestone markers. And like, so for me, when I bought the A7S III like 2.5-3 years ago, that was definitely kind of like a scary investment, but I had a pretty good sense that I knew that spending $4,000 or $5,000 on this camera system would pay itself back, because I knew that doing the travel documentaries, doing the weddings, doing smaller like corporate and commercial gigs were going to come back, and I was going to be able to have a better product and kind of get either repeat clients or get new clients, and be able to have that camera sort of pay itself off and then start making a profit. And I think it comes down to just saying yes to a lot of projects over the years and having a really supportive network around me with friends and family, and a very supportive wife who has let me kind of make some of these risks and kind of jumped in with me on both feet with something like this. But kind of owning this and taking a risk and investment in this is something that I'm doing, because not only like I have a love and passion for video and filmmaking and the RED ecosystem, but it's also something that I feel like is a decently low risk business investment. I have a good sense that with the projects I already have lined up, that I know I can rent the camera to and rent it back to myself on, that I have a pretty good sense that the camera is going to pay for itself. That if I didn't own the camera, I wouldn't have that rental income. And so my hope is that pretty quickly that rental income, whether it's just straight renting it out or renting it back to myself on projects that I'm gonna work on, I'm gonna be able to charge more and have kind of some extra profit, and then as well own the camera and be able to learn the RED ecosystem properly and kind of invest in myself with a new skill set as well. Ultimately, I want to leave you with this idea, and it's that with enough hard work and enough time and patience, that it's going to work out and it's going to lead to somewhere that you're proud of. My advice to you, if you're feeling stuck or discouraged, is to look back on the recent moments that made you proud, whether it's a project that you shot recently that was creatively fulfilling or meaningful, or it was the little investments that you were able to make in yourself along the way. It is a great time to be a filmmaker, and it's a great time to be telling stories. All right, thanks so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.